I hope everyone's well. So I'm going to do some sun sign readings today for February for twin flames. So if you've been to my channel before, welcome back. If you haven't, this is where I talk about twin flame process, also known as divine path. And it's a process that I'm going through myself. So I'm not an outsider looking in. I'm somebody who's going through it and nearing the end of the process of separation. So let's have a look and see what they're going to say by sun sign for twin flames for February and February 2020. You can watch all of these, so you've always got either a house in a certain sign, or you might have a planet in a certain sign. You might have something aspected by a certain sign. So if you feel basically drawn to watch something, a certain sign, then watch it. Go with your intuition, because it'll have a message for you. Also, I would say things like, if your video starts playing at a certain sign and it's not yours, just go with it and listen to it. That kind of thing, because often they get you to watch what you're meant to watch by it seeming like you're being, things like your internet not like stalling and making you watch a different sign, that kind of thing. So just go with it, whatever comes up. Okay, so we're going to start. It's still Aquarius, but what's after that? Pisces. No, I think we'll start with Aquarius actually, because I do feel that quite strongly is the right thing to do. So let's have a look and see what they're going to say. For Aquarius. All right, so we've got Ace of Pentacles coming out. That's brand new beginning, physical world. And then we've got Strength. And Ten of Wands, which is karma ending, basically. So something was coming to an end for Aquarians within the month of February, because that's what we're looking at. So, but something good is going to happen, basically, I feel, for Aquarians. So it's like a negative arrangement or a negative experience is coming to an end. It could be something to do with family, could be something to do with family relationships, that kind of thing. There's an energy here, like a really cleared energy, basically something that maybe you've had to go through that has been lower energy, that's going to be ending. So you're freed and you're emerging into a better kind of energy this month. I would say it's like a process that's coming to an end, like a withdrawal from negativity is what they're saying. So just bearing in mind that we could be looking at you going through the whole of February and then it ending at the end of February. So they're just saying grit your teeth, basically, and hang on in there, and be strong, because it's something that might have gone on for a long time will be coming to an end, and there's not much longer to go. Okay, so you haven't got much longer to wait, basically. Also, particularly in relation to twin flame process, this is about the ending of that process. So if you are drawing to conclusion, and you'll know where you're at if you've watched my previous videos, you'll understand. Maybe you don't even need to watch those. You might already just know yourself where you're at in this process, and if that is drawing to a conclusion itself. And for some of you, that will be drawing to a conclusion at the end of February. So just hang on in there, basically. Chill out, relax, don't worry, don't stress. Things do, this process does end for everybody. And there is a feeling kind of towards the end as well. It's like running a marathon, basically. There's plenty of points along the track where you feel like you hit a wall and you just don't want to go on anymore. But this is not a point of hitting that wall. This is a point of you're so close to the finish line, is what they're saying. So just hang on in there. Something new's coming. I'll just pull one more out. Nine of Pentacles. You've got two cards of feminine, two cards of feminine strength actually. So it's just about really battening down the hatches against any negativity that's around you, and kind of withdrawing from engaging with it, basically. So it's twofold, two-pronged is what they're saying, kind of energy. One is something coming towards you that's about to begin. Another is something going out that's about to end. So you don't want to engage anymore with the thing that's ending. Just know it's ending, hold back from it. But also you're not going to be able to engage fully with the thing that's coming towards you yet, because it's not here yet. So just don't go rushing towards that thing that's coming towards you, because it's not an exit route, it's an entry point. So yeah, still, calm, position of strength between these two energies is where you want to be, Aquarius, for the month of February. All right, I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to leave that one over there. Let's look at the next one. We're looking at Pisces. So we've got 4 wands coming out, and this is home, vibration, it's energy, the wands. So your home is your vibration, like a turtle with a shell on its back. That is you, right? Your home is inside of you, basically. You inside the shell. So what else have they got coming out? We've got 8 of wands. This is a spiral of energy, so it's movement in energy. So your 4 is your stability and your vibration. So this is a still point inside of yourself, harmony. The 8, which is a spiral of energy, is not a still point. Okay, so it's like the movement of your vibration, the ups and downs in vibration. So that's what this is about. Let's see what else is coming out. We've got Ace of Swords. This is brand new communication, and it's a point of clarity. It's a receiving point, they're saying. So you are in process of receiving here something in communication, dependent on your vibration. So what you're looking at here is finding stability, basically, inside your vibration, or in your vibration, I should say, because your vibration is you, to receive communication. Let me just get one more out. We've got love, new love, Page of Cups, that's new love drawing towards you, basically, in this communication. So you've got something incoming this month. Very interestingly, we do have Valentine's Day this month, which is symbolic of love, and it is often a drawing close point, you know, although well, they are saying that actually, you know, whatever my personal opinion is of Valentine's Day and it being a corruption of love, they're not, you know, they're not really talking about my personal opinion. They're talking about how love is drawing close for you in this month. And let me get one more out on that vibrational stuff, negativity. So you're still looking at clearing, basically. This is like this stuff here, right? Incoming communication, and it's about new love. It's a receiving. That's one thing they're talking about. But with this 8 of wands on your vibration, this is about you. So it's you separate from that. So it's like basically you need to find stability inside yourself. This is a stability that comes from being kind of unemotional and calm and collected and cool and collected. And when you find that point, at that given point, this is a balance between the masculine and the feminine energies as well. So it's a point of working in accordance with your soul in a physical environment in the 3rd dimension. So you're working from, see, when you're really truly connected to your higher self and working from your higher self, it's a still point, because there's no worry about what is showing up in the physical world, because you understand that it's all showing up not only due to your vibration, but from beyond that, because you request it. and because you came here to do a certain job, and you came here to experience certain things. So everything is right for you, whatever's showing up, the negative and the positive at any given point. It's all for a recognition of it being what you bring to yourself, and for you to harmonise around whatever that is. So that's let go, basically, of everything that is showing up, and don't attach to it and don't worry about it. Um, and that's where you find the balance, and that's where you find the harmony. So we're looking at that as well, and that being your work. So it's, really, when you're looking at that and you strip all that back down to the bare bones of that, in like who you are incarnated as, that would be not relating emotionally to anything around you. So you're not going to be like having a drama, basically, or looking at not have a drama, basically. There's some points in life, I have to say, where things occur and it's a natural occurrence that you might swing out of balance, because you are only human after all. However, really, when you look at it, there's not many occasions where that needs to be the case. It's like that could be 1 out of 10. The other 9, you're looking at not getting riled by things that are coming up in front of you on your path. You're looking at just staying steady in face of that. So that's what we've got for Pisces, all right? And then we are going to look at Pisces. What comes after Pisces? Aries. Sorry. You can tell I'm not an astrologer, right? Okay, so the Fool, this is for Aries. Got the Fool, this is 0 point brand new journey. And we've got the Ten of Swords, this is an ending of what goes on in the mind. We've got 2 of Cups, this is about the mirror, the love that mirrors back to you. It's twin flame experience, this is the card of twin flame experience as well. One more. King of Cups, this is masculine energy moving forward with love, following the heart, basically. So what you got here, Aries, you've got a brand new journey for you in the Fool. So I've got 0 point. This is also harmonized energy in 0 point. So there's a point of clarity here and understanding. This is a point of no mind as well. 10 in the mind, right? So this is a state of no mind. It's a completion in the mind. So it's pretty much a state of not thinking. Clarity. So there's a lot of cleared energy here in Aries. So this would be disattaching. Is that the right word? Unattaching from your ego, basically. Letting go of all ego. In a state of no mind. Ego is thinking. All thinking is ego. So you're letting go of everything in the mind. Still point again. Really, that's all there is there, right? So we could talk about the opposite of being in your mind as being in the heart. However, the human has got this tendency of not seeing what the heart is because of the human experience itself. So when you come here, you engage with your emotions a lot more than you do when you're not here in a physical body. When you're freed from your physical body, you're pretty much freed from your emotional state. And you are just your higher self, because you exit the physical dimension and the experience. So you're not experiencing the emotions. When you engage in a physical state, have in your life, basically, you're all in your emotions all the time. So you're all coming from like, how do I feel? How do I feel? And in that state of being, there's not a lot of clarity for a start, because you're not in a clear space, because a lot of the emotions that you kind of experience are not good for you. They don't feel good. All right, so they're not a state of letting go, and they're not a state of freedom. They're a state of being chained by your emotions, basically. Now, the clarity around emotions for a human being, right, to reach a higher level of understanding around the emotions, is that you only want to be feeling what feels good at any given time. So you need to free yourself from a lot of these negative emotions. You need to disengage from the emotions. You need to come into a higher understanding of what is a feeling good emotion and what's not a feeling good emotion, right? And then disregard the emotions that are not feeling good. So you could have a point of clarity here this month around that understanding and generating the emotions through the thoughts, and then letting go of the thoughts that generate the emotions that are negative. We could be looking at that. You've got the 2 here, 2 of Cups. So this is like the mirror of love. And then you've got the King of Cups, which is the masculine energy following the heart. So these twin flame connections, right, where people talk about this engagement with the heart energy. It's not engagement with all these emotions that you experience as a human being. What it is, it's the engagement with the energy of love, which is the energy of freedom, non-conformity, basically. So it's an Aquarian energy. I know we're talking about Aries, but it's an Aquarian energy, which is the energy of non-committal, basically. So it's like not wanting anything from anybody, and not putting pressure on anybody, and not expecting anything from anybody, and not having somebody have to be something to you, or you be something to them for you to be able to allow yourself to love them. So it's loving someone from a very higher position of letting them go, basically, is what we're looking at with the clarity in this twin flame love. I mean, the whole twin flame story that you go through, the process that you go through, is an engagement with your emotions to come into a higher understanding of what emotions are from a higher perspective. So not being in them in your humanness and at the will of your emotions, but being somewhat detached from your emotions, in that you can therefore be in your higher self in your life, and the emotions not cording you this way and that, backwards and forwards, up and down, all around the houses, into all sorts of feelings that are not feeling good. And that is what transfers back to the one who's working from the masculine perspective. And this is the ability to follow the heart. This is what gives the ability to follow the heart. It's the freedom that allows people to follow the heart, not the engagement. Okay, so it looks like an engagement, and it is, but it's an engagement that teaches the other one to learn to follow the heart through an experience of letting go of your emotions of attachment. Do you see what I mean? So here in Aries is what we're looking at. We're looking at some clarity around what this actual union is about, because it's a union beyond the physical. It's a union in energy, and how this union in the energy through this emotional understanding allows the masculine to move forward into following their heart, which is to do what feels good for them. And we've stripped that back to what that really means, following the heart. It's doing what feels good. Okay, and it's not going by anybody else's plan or anybody else's scheme or anybody else's agenda. It's going by what feels good. So it is completely an energy of non-conformity. So this here in the 2 of Cups, you have got this engagement with twin flames, and this is to do with the emotional understanding that the human experience delivers. And then you've got the following the heart in the masculine energy, which is again the masculine moving forward from that connection, but clarity and an ending of the ego. So again, it's like released from an agenda. Could be any agenda we're looking at. Could be yours and theirs. It could be theirs and their parents. It could be theirs and their community, their culture. It could be lots of things we're looking at. But really, this break free moment is what you're looking at for Aries this month. And it's obviously, this is the masculine energy. So whatever is transpiring there is for the masculine to move forward in a state of love for self, which is feeling good in every moment. So that is another, just, there's nothing to do here for Aries apart from remain free. Engage with your own freedom. Do things that feel good. That means that's what freedom is, to do things that feel good. and not think, well, should I be doing something else that doesn't feel good? Because that is the old paradigm, all right, and that's the old agenda, and that will come through the mind. So you end that and you do things that feel good in every moment, and they will end it and they will do things that feel good in every moment. And that's the deal, all right. That's not to bring anything about, although it does bring about physical reunion, but that's the deal between twin flames, and that's what they come here to incarnate, to learn and experience and share and go beyond confines and constraints of human behaviour, human systems of organisation, human labelling, human constructs, all that kind of shit. Sorry, but it is. All right, so Aries, right. Breaking free of traditions, breaking free of old templates, old paradigm, old religions, old structures of being, old ideations of what is a man and what is a woman, all that, breaking free of all of that. Gender politics, gender issues, flying the flag, they're saying. Sorry, they're just going on a bit. Flying the flag for freedom, freak power, whatever it is that's you, your freedom to be, your freedom to choose. Okay, what's next? Taurus. All right, so we've got Judgment. That's the Destiny card. It's also the end point in the journey, practically. There's only a few cards that come after that. We've got Completion, I think, after that. Let's have a look. What's next? We've got Nine of Swords. That's the mind, and it's a conclusion in the mind of the feminine energy. This is relating to generations of women as well. This is relating to ideas about being a woman, particularly things passed down through communities, generations, culture, that kind of thing. So specific to your the cultural group that you've incarnated into, basically. So race, religion, yeah, that kind of thing. Race mainly. One more on there. We've got 8 of Swords, and this is worry. I'm going to get one more out on it. And the Magician. So we've got a brand new beginning. I just need one more on here. Hang on a minute. The Lovers. All right, so Taurus. Right, so there's something here around breaking free from the mother aspect, okay? So it's like you're breaking free from, maybe with some it could be a connection with the mother, for some it could be a expectation from the mother. It could be something that you're breaking free, like I say, through that's been filtered down through generations, expectations around the feminine, how women are supposed to be in your family group or your culture, something like that. So there's a relational experience here that is, it feels right, like it's not completely being let go of, as though it's not being, it's not like someone walking away from their mother and saying, I'm never going to see you again or talk to you again. It feels more like someone is coming to a greater understanding of what it means to be a woman in that group. They just said social group as well. So yeah, it could be that. Coming to a greater understanding of what it means to be a woman, maybe incarnated in this lifetime even, and how that translates into your daily life is what they're talking about as well. We've got this Lovers card with the moons in it. So that's from moon to moon, from new moon to full moon. So that's incorporating every aspect of life, basically. And it's a point of coming to a recognition of who you truly are and who you truly feel yourself to be. So it's a destined moment. It's not quite the finish line, because like I say, you've got judgment, then you've got completion after judgment. Destiny, though, is coming to meet you. The Magician states that there's something coming from this point of, like this point of recognition inside yourself of who you're meant to be in this current lifetime, and who you're choosing to be in this current lifetime. So where they're talking about like this, the destiny is who you choose to be, although it might have appeared to be very different at one point. It might have appeared that you could only be one way because of how people have always been in your culture or your religion or your family. But your destined point is something apart from that. It's something that is true to you, and it's something that you've always desired, and it's something that you've chosen to become. So it's a separation in a way from this this one route forward. However, like I said, I don't feel like this is not a harsh ending. It feels like it is a destined ending, and it feels like it is a culmination of a lot of work and a lot of maybe a kind of research, understanding, discussion. There feels like some kindness here as well. And this like a new beginning and the Magician coming on top of that. So there is a point of like, it's simply like a growing up energy, it feels like, for Taurus. Like a separation, like going your own way, despite a family always being expecting something different from you, culture, in the sense of what a woman should be like, but not like an ending like, oh, they're going to disapprove of you or something. More like they're going to accept it and you're just going to go your own way, and they're still going to be there, but in the background of your life, like not full on in the parting of ways. We've got a parting of ways for some people who are heavily aspected by this Taurus energy. So you could you might have the Taurus in the sixth house. Is it the family? I think sixth house Taurus could be that for you in this. Could be Moon in Taurus. We've got the moons here. Moon, Sun. Moon is emotions. It's always very family oriented as well. So that's, or those aspected as well. So there's a lot of options to have this playing out in your life. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say about Taurus. But it's definitely there is a freeing up of a kind of a mother instruction. Maybe you're going to have a final conversation with your mother, some of you, where you're like, this is not who I am, and I'm going to be who I am. So can you accept that? And it's actually going to be more a gentle, like, well, we've been down this road so many times, okay, we have to accept it then, don't we? A kind of a conversation like that with that Taurus. Okay, next one is Gemini. All right, we've got Ten of Pentacles, that's completion in the physical world. Six of Pentacles, this is transmitting masculine and feminine back and forth. It's transmitting that goes through two people who are incarnated, but it's an energetic transmission. It's also transmission of masculine and feminine energy. So you could be looking here at the process of eliminating the ego. That is the transmission that goes from one twin to the other. So one brings the ego for the other to clear the ego, and then the other sends the one who's sending the ego. The other sends that one the higher self understanding. So one eliminates and one creates. The feminine creates, the masculine eliminates. The masculine sends the ego to the feminine for the feminine to disembark on that journey of ego and to create more enlightenment, and then they send that back to the masculine. So at the end point, both humans containing masculine and feminine energy come into perfect balance through this process of dissemination. And we've got completion around that, and this is talking about Gemini. Okay, and then we've got Six of Cups, and that's reunion, basically. So we got a reunion, basically, for Gemini, February. Page of Wands, this is energy. It's following spirit. we know that now to mean that you are in the correct vibration, because spiritual alignment is about being in the correct vibration. So let's have a look. Ooh, 2 Pentacles, 2 people. So basically, you have got completion in the physical due to the transmission and the rebalancing of the energies in 2 individuals, because you've got 2 individuals there, you've got correct vibration, and you've got 6 of Cups. So now we've got to just look at, let's have one more, 8 of Cups. You see, because like I said with the Taurus, you could be looking at this Gemini energy. Where is this in your chart? So you're going to be looking at, where is this in terms of your house? They're saying 8th house. I don't know what 8th house is. Does anybody out there know? Put it in the comments if you do. So we're looking at 8th house energy for this Gemini information. So you're going to be looking at, if you've got your 8th house in Gemini, anything aspected, like Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, so you can look at where your Mercury is being aspected, if your Mercury is in the 8th house, for this to be about you. But you're looking for strong energy coming in that Gemini area in your chart, basically hitting your Gemini. You might have Venus in Gemini with this, because this is a love aspect. 8 of Cups, it's all about the love. They're also talking about Libra, and I wouldn't know why they're saying that when I'm looking at Gemini. Apart from Libra is the sign of Venus, that ruled by Venus. Yes, so that's why. So we're looking at Venus in the Gemini area of your chart. So have a look at that. And that is reunion time for those people that have got a lot of Gemini going on. Beyond doing a personal reading for that, I wouldn't know how to get down to the nitty gritty of who else it's for or not. But it's, have a look at your Gemini, see what's in there. You could put it in the comments if you want, and then I'll know, put where it is and what it is, and I'll just see how it feels. I'll see how it feels when I read it. Okay. What we're looking at next, Cancer. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. That's love moving forward. There's the energy of love. New beginnings as well, kind of thing. They're talking March, so we would be looking at the end of, this would be the end of, you're looking at this at the end of February. 3 of Swords. So this is a painful moment of creation. It's a birthing point, an entry point. Chariot, masculine and feminine energies in harmonious balance. It's also the soul vehicle. You see, you could say about these energetic unions, these twin flame connections, that they are 2 halves of a soul vehicle. When they come together, well, actually not when they come together, but just as they are energetically, they are one soul vehicle. When they're split by being into humans, it means that there is a pull. Okay, there's an energetic pull between those 2 humans, because they share the same soul vehicle, basically. Well, you say your soul vehicle is your humanness, but we're talking from beyond the humanness. They're sharing the same soul, the same point of entry, basically, into the physical vehicle. Oh, that's interesting. Just let me get one more out. Healing. 2 more. Process. Cancer, you see love moving forward. The energy of love moving forward. This is a birth point, the 3 of Swords. So for twin flames who are in separation, the 3 of Swords means that it's the birthing point of the reconnection into the physical world. 3 of Swords, so it's communication. So it's some kind of entry point of the energetic connection into the physical world, a birthing point. So it's either a conversation or a text or an email. It's actually more likely a conversation because there is this is like you know how when you have a first conversation with someone who you've not spoken to for a really long time, it can be quite awkward, not even awkward. Well, and actually nothing for the feminine like that, but for the masculine it can be painful, is what they say, because they're coming forward with hope, but without reason. So they're moving from their heart. So they're moving from their action in the recommunication comes from beyond their ego. So it comes from their soul. So they're actually birthing themselves into the reality of the connection into the physical. So like they're saying, the connection is always there. It's there in energy. So it's the soul that's contained energetically in the one energy, but the people are splitting. The pull that comes from those people being separately incarnated is a pull on that energy, right? So that energy is pulling back towards those people, towards each other at all times. Got that there. Page of Pentacles. So that's like healing energy, movement. So it's like that energy that pulls them back together. Hanged Man, the process, right, of the twin flame activity, the energetic activity pulls them back together. The conversation that happens, that comes into the physical dimension, that brings them back together in the physical dimension. It's like reaching through to it's like putting your hand through the veil, basically, and pulling something through the veil, something that exists in soul. You're pulling it into the physical domain. That's what it's like when the re-entry occurs. So basically, Cancer is working towards a re-entry point this month. They're not showing an end to that. So I would say that means that if you've got some like heavy Cancer action in your chart, that you're still engaged in this process. So I would have a look at where Cancer is and how much Cancer-y kind of goings on you've got in your chart wheel. Like, you know, Sun in Cancer, you could be looking at, or you could, if you've got a lot of planets in Cancer. I mean, same with that one, Gemini, if you've got a lot of planets in Gemini. I think not so much just a moon or just a Venus, but you would have to have a lot going on in Cancer for this process to still be dragging on. And maybe that is because have got all that Cancer and it's a very emotional, that would mean you're very emotional. And if you're very emotional, that means that you're dealing with a lot more, having to come into a higher understanding of emotions. And not that that's anything wrong, it just means that you've chosen to engage in that. So you've chosen to come here and really be an investigator in terms of the emotions, probably. All right, so next one is Leo. 7 of Wands, this is resistance in the energy. So this is anything that's going on in the vibration that is inharmonious. We've got there. King of Swords, this is the truth of the masculine energy, and this is in relation to the vibration. So as I've said before in readings, the first truth of the masculine energy is that they are a master creator, even though they're masculine energy. So their truth has to be, first of all, that they come into balance of masculine and feminine inside themselves, so that they reach a point of harmonious vibration, so that they're in a high vibration, a stable vibration, so that they can be master creator. So it's also a process of eliminating all of the dark experience from their life so they can move forward and follow the heart. All this is about them first. It's not about them being connected to you. It's not about physical relationship. It's about who they are intrinsically in relation to the spiritual path that they are here to, that they've incarnated into or for. All right, so the first truth of the masculine energy is that they are a powerful creator, basically, but that can only come from having a strong, steady, stable, highly aligned vibration, a cleared vibration. So in Leo here, they're talking about that resistance that would be in the vibration that prevents the masculine from being in their truth, basically. And then we've got Two of Wands, and this is the shared energy, the shared vibration that twin flames have. So this is the energetic connection that provides the masculine with the template of creator manifester, because it's got to come from the feminine first. She's the one that comes into completion of her own process before she can transmit that completed vibration back to the masculine, so they can also obtain that vibration. So movement, momentum. So here in Leo, or however much Leo you got in your chart, if you're working from a Leonine energy, it means that you are working this month on moving your energy back to the masculine. So you would be moving then a state of non-resistance back to the masculine. So we've got completion. They're saying completed around emotions. So you see, once you complete this understanding around emotions, and that really the choice is to be free of emotion, not to feel like extreme love, not to feel extreme sadness, not to feel extreme anything, but to be in a point of where you are freed practically from your emotion. That's a state of non-resistance. And when you're in that state of non-resistance, all you're doing is being in your stable vibration at all times, and you have no option but to transmit that back to the masculine, because you've got shared vibration. So if you are that, then they are that. So that's a point of completion, but it completes when the emotions complete inside of you. So we're looking here at the people with a lot of Leo going on, or with a lot of Leo in their chart or whatever, that they're going through, that this is where they're at now, propelling, this is the Three of Wands energy, towards the masculine to free them of resistance. Anything else? Timing, Wheel of Fortune. So that's what's happening right now with Leos. So this month, Leo, this is just about you maintaining your equilibrium, maintaining your vibration. Now, this is very interesting as well. Just put that down. Power. Queen of Wands. So this is power of the vibration. All right. So this is about the feminine, and how they hold their vibration, own their vibration. There's this thing, right? There's this thing that works at cross purposes. So you're human, right? So you've got to deal with being human whilst also maintaining an optimum vibration. Part of that understanding is that you can, how do I say it? King of Wands. So you've got these two complementary individuals. One more. Higher self. Sorry, I just need more clarity. Well, I know what I want to say. Is it what you want me to say? Basically, right, I'm just going to say this then. So you've had a long journey. Everybody's had a long journey on this process, right? You come into the end point where you are practically cleared of everything that you've ever been through, and you're at a point where you're working with vibration. And that is the thorough work that you end up doing. So you end up really focused on your vibrational alignment at the end of the journey, and keeping in this steady, stable, strong vibration, or just being in it, not even keeping in it, just being in it, because everything else clears. So you really just are in it. There's not actually, even at the end of that work, there's not even much work in trying to stay in it. You're just automatically in it, and your thoughts and your emotions will be facilitating you being in that vibration. But there's the other thing, that you are also a physical being, and when these two physical beings come together post the being really what's the word, commensurate, that's not the right word, begins with a C. and it means you're really good at it. Really mastering your vibration. All right. So once this has happened, the mastery of vibration, and the feminine has mastered the vibration, and it's being transmitted back to the masculine. So they're in this position of harmony and stability in their vibration as well. You are returned to your human state, kind of. So you're returned to being in the physical prior to the manifestation of the physical union. Prior to that, so post mastery of vibration and prior to a physical manifestation of the union, you have a point of re-entry into your physicality. So it means that you are returned to yourself. You're returned to yourself complete. So you return to your life in this stable state. So it means that life returns to you. So it means that you will therefore start to bring yourself little lessons again in living in the physical world and being a physical person in relation to events. So it means that you might experience things like something that would set you off normally, in anger or frustration or irritation, something that would knock you off vibration. However, what it's about when those little lessons come in is that you are coming back into yourself, right? So you might then get angry, you might get irritated, you might get frustrated. But the thing is, it's kind of like that is meant to be happening, that is going to happen, and that is not something to then beat yourself up about and say, oh God, I lost my vibration because I got angry. What it's actually about, it's about teaching the masculine that they are able to be themselves. So it's about self-worth. It's about saying, well, actually, that was something to get angry about, and I'm not going to think about it anymore. It happened, it's done. I'm moving on. I'm going to now feel fine again. And so it's about letting go. So it's letting go of things that come into your life that would trigger you into anger, and not beating yourself up that you got triggered into anger just because you've had a perfect vibration for such a long time, that kind of thing. And the reason that is because you are returned to yourself. And also the reason that is because the masculine has to come into a full understanding that they're allowed to be who they are in every single occasion. And that's work that you've already done. So it's like you're just doing a little bit of repeat work there, because the masculine needs to have that has to have that understanding, even though it's work you would have done already on that kind of thing. See, because they're talking about the past there and physical stuff there. So that's what that is. All right. So that's Leo. Leo, see, nothing is ever wrong on this journey. Everything is always right. There's never ever anything to worry about. It's only ever experience that you're bringing to yourself. So always let go of whatever the experience was, and then just face forward and move forward. And don't think about things that happened yesterday, all right, that weren't compliant with what you understand about vibration. Just let it go and move forward. All right, Virgo. Let me move these out of the way. All right, so we've got 5 of Cups. This is emotions. This is something that exists beyond what's on the surface. So it's a emotional situation that's lying underneath the surface, something that's not seen with the physical eye. It's like a relationship that exists but is not in the physical world, like a twin flame connection, basically. Because all the emotions are still there. You're still in relationship with that person. It's just that you can't see it with the physical eye. But you've got to remember, everything that you see with the physical eye is just a hologram of the energy. It's just a hologram. Everything. So yesterday, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, however old you are, whatever you hit upon in your memory of the events of that time, those are still going on. Because none of these events are real. They're all just a hologram of the energy. So what was real 40 years ago on the, where are we? We're on the, 28th of January, say 1980, is as real as today, because it's just a hologram. Okay. So love never dies, basically, because love is an energy. And what happens in the physical is just a hologram of that energy. Sun. So that's just good, basically. Sun is just good. Always good. Creation, growth, potential, power. There's a lot of power in the sun. Power of the light. Ending, Tower card. It's a really powerful card as well. Oh, sorry, it's completion as well. So you've got 3 major arcana on this relationship that can be felt but not seen. Virgo. Something that can be felt but not seen under the surface. And then you've got Sun, Tower, and the world. So you've got a completion and an ending around that journey. And everything coming up roses. Let's get one more out. Queen of Cups. All you've got to do is go with the flow. So that just means that you don't do anything, basically, except what feels good. Continue to feel good, Virgo. Continue to feel good in every moment. Continue to deny any opportunity to feel bad at any given point. So all you have to do is choose to feel good. That's all. It doesn't matter about anything else. All the negative thoughts that are trying to make their way into your head, hopefully you've got all the roadblocks up now so they don't come in. That's all, just got to feel good. And this thing is drawing to conclusion. Oh, look, that's very nice. In the card there, you see the feminine energy being enveloped by the bear, which is a masculine energy. And that's exactly how it is at the end of this process, this twin flame process, is that the masculine energy envelops the feminine. You see, energetically, it's how it is always anyway. Pretty much always. Is that the masculine energy, the one who's working from the masculine template, who you're in separation from, their energy is around you all the time anyway, supporting you on this journey. You're never alone. And they're guiding you to where you need to get to for the journey to complete. The masculine guides the feminine all the way there. So anything that you think that you're getting through your higher self, any little triggers of intuition, all these shifts that when you let go and you move up in energy and you come to a greater understanding, it's all being brought to you by the masculine energy from beyond the physical perspective. It's all being sent to you for you to upgrade around and for you to follow your heart. They never don't know about this journey you see, it's all underneath. The masculine, it's only in their the physical version of them that doesn't know. Underlying that, their soul knows everything. Often and before the feminine, the one working from the feminine comes into any understanding of this in a physical sense, you see, because it's all underneath. It's all soul level. So that's it, Virgo. Just go with the flow. Just one more. Mother Earth, you see. Centeredness, groundedness, compliance. That's the word they were looking for. Compliance. That means that you are just complying with what it is to be in the point of least resistance in your incarnated self. It means you're not looking around for things to worry about. You're not engaging with worry. You're not engaging with anything that comes into your head. At any point of that, it's letting go of that and saying, no, I'm going to feel good. And then just let go. Point of non-resistance, basically. Go with the flow, point of non-resistance. When you transmit back the point of non-resistance to the one that's working from the masculine perspective, they're feeling an ability to go with the flow. They're receiving a being in a state of non-resistance. That's that, Virgo. But anyway, it's all good for Virgo this month. And coming back mid-March, you'll see the results, Virgo. We're looking at people, same as we said for the others, like you've got to look at what's going on in your whole chart, not just the Virgo, because somebody could only have like a little bit Virgo, even with Sun in Virgo. You might have like loads of opposite energy somewhere. They're talking about Sun there though, aren't they? Sun, ending, completion. We shall see. Okay. Libra. King of Pentacles, and that is the masculine energy manifest. Ace of Cups, that is love, the energy of love, unconditional love. Father Sky, masculine energy, so it's all about the masculine with Libra. And Six of Wands, which is success energetically. So that means that this is for those that are a masculine, I think, because it's all masculine here. King of Pentacles, form showing up in relation to love, unconditional love. So this would be the one working from the masculine template, the twin flame that's disconnected in a physical. Masculine energy, Father Sky, and success energetically. So that means they've got the right vibration. So at this, they are talking about masculines who are Libra, or who have got lots of Libra in their chart, or who are heavily aspected. Hang on, let's get one more. Energy. In fact, I'm going to say what they're talking about here is actually all masculines. All the masculines, because the reason that is, they've got the energetic connection in the devil, and the masculine, you see, they have to come into operation of the heart. So they have to work from heart energy at the end of the process. And that's about Venus, right? So Venus is Libra, basically. And Libra is a cardinal sign, and it is masculine. So it's Libra relates. You could say Libra as a sign would relate to all the masculines of the twin flame variety, basically, because they are all working from this one perspective, which is love, which is Libra, but a leader as well, which is cardinal. Do you see what I mean? So let's get one more. Form. Page of Pentacles, that's the form showing up. So they're coming, basically. All the masculines are coming, moving forward now, and communication will take place. And we have only 2 moons in February. From where they told me about the moons last year, those are the last 2 moons. So it's either happening already, or it's going to happen after those moons in March, basically. I mean, I've got to say as well, my twin flame is a Libra, and he's a masculine, and I'm a Virgo. So they also talk through what I go through. So this is like the end of my journey, and that's the end of his journey. However, we're all connected and we're all the same. So, we're looking at all of us here as well that are working from this perspective, that the form is going to show up. So I'm sorry there isn't anything for Libra for the feminine variety, but there is still, you can look in your chart and you can look at the other things that are, just putting this down actually. No, all right, so we'll go with this for Libra of the feminine variety. The now moment, the Four of Pentacles, message, Page of Swords, that's a message, written, verbal, or text, something like that. And the Empress, rebirth, and March. So also for the Libra feminines, we're looking at rebirth into the physical domain of the energetic connection. March, time. The timing for everybody is March, all right? unless it's already happened. So now we're going with Scorpio. Funnily enough, for Scorpio, we've got 3 of Cups, and that's happiness in the emotions. And then we've got Hierophant, and that's a change and also relationship. 7, emotions, the full range of emotions that are available at any given point, and lessons as well. 5 of Swords, dark to light. I'm going to have one more. And wisdom. So, Scorpio, it looks like your investigations might be at an end because you've got growth around emotions and happiness in relation to relationship and a change. So that might be in a change inside of you, because this 7 is all the emotions that are available, and this 5 of Swords is dark to light. So Scorpio will choose, as we said before, to investigate the emotions so they can turn dark to light. So it's a life purpose that they incarnate for, is to do that. So they'll choose very difficult emotional scenarios as well to go through, so that they can find the light in the darkness, so they can find the way out of that emotional situation. And the way out is always freedom of the self, and it's always happiness. Right, and at the end point of this journey, and you've got wisdom here showing up, which is an end point. It's 9, it's completion. It's also higher understanding, and this process leads to a higher understanding, and the higher understanding it always leads to is the choice point. The choice point, and it's engineered that way. So it's not like you'll never reach that choice point of I choose to feel good, because the whole journey, for anyone who's incarnating into this journey, the end point of the feminine is one of the end points, because there's a few that come up, but very near the final end point is the choice point of I choose to feel good. So following Scorpio's thorough investigation of the full range of emotions, and that means experiencing the depth of every single emotion on the emotional chart wheel. And sometimes very long stays, and sometimes return stays to those emotions, because they need to keep learning, keep experiencing till they have done a thorough investigation, till they have left no stone unturned and turned every dark emotion, every negative emotion into light. You can only do that by experiencing them. You can only do that by facing them inside the self, by coming to it's a better understanding, you see, the Hermit. So you come into a better understanding, not just of yourself, but of the whole of humanity. Because what is for one is for all, because we're all connected. The human experience is only a human experience. It's not a soul experience. So you come into experience being human so that you can learn, and therefore that all souls learn, right? So those that come as Scorpio will investigate for the rest of humanity. For the soul, it's like fed back to soul, okay? And that's what this is about. And it's about happiness. So Scorpio's at the end of its journey as well. You can see that. And also you've got change and you've got relationship. Scorpio in connection in twin flames. What you're looking at is the Scorpio, the feminine version of the twin flame, going through this thorough investigation and having to turn everything from dark to light and from inside the self, as though it is attached to the physical person, but it's not attached to them. It's a work they're doing. And sometimes it won't feel like it's a work they're doing. It will feel like it's them. It will feel so personal. It will feel like an attack. The whole journey will feel like an attack. But it's not. It's what they've chosen to go through. And at the end, it will all be cleared. And they will rise up into happiness again. And when they do, the one they're connected to will also come back to themselves. And when that means coming back to themselves, that means coming out of anything that they were attached to that is part of the dark experience. The masculine, the connected to the feminine of the Scorpio variety, will enter into a dark experience in the physical world, so the feminine can experience the dark night of the soul and clear the experience and feed it back to the masculine. And when the feminine comes out of the experience energetically, the masculine will come out of the experience physicality. So they will be returned to self. Both twins will be returned to self. Do you see? After all this has been learned, there's a hell of a lot of learning and understanding that comes about through what Scorpio do. So, and that's completion point as well, and they're coming to that as well in February. Scorpio, right, that's that. Sagittarius. We've got the Emperor showing up. This is the masculine incarnate. Death, transformation. The moon, it's the moon cycles. And we've got a moon on the 9th of Feb. So we could be looking at transformation around that moon as well, because that's the first one. Let's see what this is. Fear. Transforming fear. This is for the masculine as well. So this is what I'm reading here is going on with the masculine, because it's the Emperor. So this could be you if you've got a masculine who's a Sagittarian, or it could be you if you're Sagittarius and you're looking at your masculine. It could be working either of those ways. But it's transmutation of fear. So head over heart. All the fear has to be cleared so the masculine can follow the heart. So it's a profound experience of clearing the fear. And it's a meant for experience. So you're supposed to feel fear so you can clear it. So I would say with Sagittarius, you're looking at here at either you're going to experience fear on this moon, because you've still got some fear to transform into love. One more. Justice. Yes. So it's that, basically. It's the feminine experiencing fear. So this is, like I say, it's either you if you're Sagittarius, or it is if you've got a Sagittarian twin, that you will be experiencing fear coming up this month in relation to the moons. You've got 2 moons in February for you to transform that fear into love. So all that means is that you are letting go of the fearful experience of the physical dimension. So all it means is that you are coming into a better understanding of, I don't have to be scared of anything because none of it's real. I don't have to be scared of anything because I'm not scared of anything, then everything will turn out right. Justice, you see? It's about how you think that concludes your experience in the physical dimension. So when you stop thinking that the world is a scary place, the world will stop being a scary place, because what's reflected in the physical dimension is what you are energetically. So it's about you coming to an understanding of that this month. You're either finishing it off for them so that they can move forward from the heart, or you're finishing it off for yourself. Either way, you're finishing it off for them. But it's because it's what you first, then them next. But it's just from this. I'm not seeing an end point in this as such. Well, maybe there is for some, because it is physical, masculine transformation at the moon, fear following the heart, and justice, and Ace of Wands. But what we're looking at here it's looking at your energy, what your energy needs to be about primarily, because your energy needs to contain no fear. If you're still operating from fear, they can't move forward. You have to have had all the fear cleared from you. So it's like when you're in a place where you're laughing all the time, basically, at everything that's showing up in the physical world. So you're not attached to it, either good or bad. You're laughing at the good things, you're laughing at the bad things. You're not beating yourself up about the getting angry, about the getting irritated, about getting frustrated. You're just seeing that is part of the human experience, and maybe that can't all be deleted. Not all of it at all given times, because then you'd be restricting yourself. It's a very fine line between restricting yourself and having restriction in your vibration, and also beating yourself up, and having a healthy vibration, I should say. Because if you're beating yourself up for getting angry or frustrated or irritated, then you've got restriction in your vibration. So when you do get angry, irritated, frustrated, you need to just let go as soon as possible afterwards, and then not think about it again. And that is the right thing to do. That's the moving forward thing to do. All right. So then you're constantly clearing, so that they can move forward. So you don't hang on to the past, basically, to move forward. You always let go, let go, let go. This is it. You're transforming energy so things can move forward. So it's letting go. And we're not just talking about the past 10 years ago, we're talking about yesterday or just now. Right? You let go of just now, so now can become now. Right. What's next? Capricorn. Right. Capricorn has got meditation or sleeping, also calmness around the mind in the Four of Swords. And then we have got a variance in the vibration with the Five of Wands. So that's a changing vibration. It's energy in flux. So this is like you are required to calm the mind for your vibration to settle. So if you just see it like that, right, in your thoughts, when your thoughts are whirring around, that your vibration is not stable. I don't know if anyone's noticed, I've been getting a racing mind, just to like say something for a minute. I've been getting this crazy racing mind at nights before I go to sleep, and I know it's not my mind that's doing that. It's like all these thoughts tumbling around one after another. I'm even looking at it and watching it like data on a computer screen. So there's like part of me going, what the hell is this? These crazy thoughts that are coming one after another, all disconnected. So they're not about the one subject, they're about really random things. And it feels like it's got a life of its own. So like there's one part of me going, what the hell is this? Why is it, kind of like, can it just stop now? I remember saying in bed the other night, can we just stop this now? And it's just like crazy things. I don't know. And that's like coming from the masculine. So it's not particularly negative. It's just weird things. It's like 1 minute I'll be like, well, if you're going to make bread, you'll need some yeast for that. And then the next minute I'll be like, no, I don't know what it's about, the handbrake on the car, or whether it's, no, it's just like absolute nonsense, one after the other, thoughts that are disconnected from everything, that are nothing to do with anything that I'm actually thinking about. Anyway, so Capricorn. So again, looking at, maybe you've got something aspected this month. You want to look at these other things that are going on as well. You get these major transitional aspects, human that cover the whole collective astrological points. What's occurring there and where it's hitting your chart, and if it's in Cancer or Capricorn or whatever, because that could be also bringing to you whatever experience, or reflecting whatever experiencing you're having. So anyway, we've got a volatile vibration, and we've got calming the mind and healing in the stars. So it's about you letting go of whatever is coming through the mind, and that means just not attaching to it. So like I say, when I get those crazy thoughts the other night and they're all coming through, I was just watching them like they were data on an old word processing screen. Or do you remember The Matrix and how it showed all the data on the screen? It was in the 80s, I think. I was just watching it like that coming in. So just observe your thoughts, basically. Know that the thoughts are crazy thoughts that come through, that come tumbling through. It's the residual program that's running in the masculine, basically. They have a lot of anxiety and panic and PTSD and this kind of thing, the masculine. So they are releasing the program of crazy thinking, to put it very, very like commonplace. They're releasing the crazy thinking program. It means that they are literally being divested of their ability to feel panic, nervousness, and all that kind of stuff by having it all unloaded through your psyche. So you will feel it coming through, you will observe it coming through, you will witness it coming through. So it's nothing to be worried about. It's like a part of the birthing process. So you're birthing a healthier mind for them. You are birthing calm mind for them. Right? It doesn't matter the way you want to or not, because your ego is not control of this process. It's what you have signed up for and come here for on a soul level. So you do not have a choice about it. You are just literally, you are the host for their brain stuff, material at points, certain points. So, and you're healing their vibration through you allowing that through. You are changing their vibration facilitating their rise into their power of Master Creator by their fulfillment of their vibrational requirement to be that, basically. Look, 9 of Wands, that is masculine energy, and that is their detrimental state, but also the conclusion of their detrimental state. So that is the ending of their period of transformation, basically, from wounded warrior, which that is, to their rise of empowerment, their vibrational state of oneness, their Master Creator state. So that's what's being facilitated. That's funny that that's coming at the last sign I'm reading, basically, Capricorn. So that is, hang on, I've done 12, haven't I? So that is where they're at as well. And that's, look, creation in the physical world. And after that, you see, that's another birthing point. 3, creation, birthing into the physical. They can only be birthed into the physical, into your life in the physical. They're obviously already in the physical in their life. Once they have achieved the I want that C word again, and I've forgotten it. Commensurate. It's not that. But it begins with a C. Vibration. So I think I've only got a few cards left. I'm going to put them down anyway. Let's see what we've got. Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, Temperance, 9 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. So that story says the stability of the feminine variety in the physical world. So this is you pretty much in a state of harmony in your everyday life. So that is that not worrying thing. Let go, because really that's what that is. If you're not worrying, it means you've let go of everything that is worry. Letting go is the stability. So it's just not engaging in the mind, not engaging in the emotions, not engaging in the wondering why, in the beliefs, creates stability, a thorough knowing of self in the feminine, groundedness. And then we've got temperance. So that is the transmitting again back to the masculine from the feminine, is what you are, they become. Your physical vehicle is your mastery. So look at it that way as well. Your physical vehicle is your mastery. So your energy is what you always are. When you go out of this physical vehicle back to where you were before, you've got no need to achieve mastery there, because you're only energy, and everybody's all energy, and it's all oneness. But when you come here, your journey is to achieve mastery from your human perspective, the eye in the storm, the lighthouse in a storm. That's what you become, right? Because the physical dimension is a storm if you let it be, if you work from fear. But if you stand strong and you don't believe in fear, then you're going to get back what you're reflecting outwardly. So that's the mastery. And that is a state of letting go. That transfers back to the masculine. We have completion in the emotions, happiness, because letting go of everything that isn't happiness can only bring happiness in any given moment from nothing at all. 7 of Pentacles, the result in the physical world, which means that you reap what you sow. You reap from your energy. What you sow in your energy, you reap in the physical life. So your physical environment will reflect back how you are energetically from within your physical self. Energy moving forward, Knight of Wands. So that's the vibration moving forward again. So it's just saying that this vibration moves forward from the physical variety and moves to the masculine. And then the first card that we had coming out was the Ace of Pentacles, and that is the form taking shape in the physical world that reflects the vibration. So there we are again. So that's for February. And that's all I'm going to do. What else did I want to say? I'm doing readings still, readings or Skype sessions. I'll put the information description box below. Keeping prices low for the time being. So if you want a reading, you can just email. Please read the return email because it's got the instructions for booking. So read that and then send me what I need. Please don't make me email you things that are written on that page that you get, because it's just logistics that are written there for you to look at. So I don't have to do that. I'd appreciate it if you'd respect that. Thank you. And what else can I say? Anything? Oh, no. Should I say that? No. Maybe. Well, so I'm going to start doing a lot more tarot readings again, I think, because it's just what is coming through and I feel like it. And I mean, I got home from shopping today, getting my food shopping, and I had loads of things to do actually this afternoon that I was thinking about doing, and they were just like tarot cards. So that's how I've ended up here today, and it is, I've got this thing, right, that's gone on where I've become so thoroughly cleared of everything that was my dark night of the soul, that the ability to kind of now read from the final point of this journey basically is a very powerful place from being able to read this journey, because I've now pretty much become the broader perspective of it, apart from just that one last thing, which is the physical reconnection. So I am complete. Right, and that is, it's there, all right, that conclusion is there as well. So yeah, just to say that really. So I think at one point I felt a bit ashamed about doing tarot card readings, because I felt like it wasn't, because there's so many out there, you know, and I reached a point on this journey where I just felt like it didn't help. However, I now see from the broader perspective that there's a time when you do watch these tarot card readings, and for whatever reason that is, and it's not always the reason that you think it is, okay, but it's part of it. Partly it makes you purge at some points, and it makes you purge because you hear it's coming and it doesn't come, right? So you just purge more, but that's also part of the process. So now I just feel it's more valuable than ever really to do them, and they do talk. So just to say that really. All right, so I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Take care. Anything else? No, not really. Bye.